When they see a uniform hanging on the locker, Miles enters the locker area to begin his shift. "I'm ready to start up again," Seth says as he enters the locker room. In Gray's office, Nolan, Bradford, and Chen are all pondering Seth's presence. He says that because Seth declined to take the blood test, he is suing his oncologist and the city for wrongful termination, alleging that she misled him about his illness. The station doesn't want to cope with the bad press and the case is too weak. When she gets to the station, Tamara also asks Lucy to be kind to Seth because he's having trouble right now. Despite her initial reluctance, Lucy finally consents to join them for supper. The entire station reacts coldly to Seth, and they ignore him while he sets up with Nolan. When he tries to convince Nolan of his point, he is told that he was reared by a compulsive liar. Nolan needs Seth to perform his duties, but he is uninterested and doesn't trust him. Since Tim has a larger dining room table, Lucy contacts him and invites him over for supper. Miles is furious to learn that Seth is receiving a complimentary meal and that the city had to reimburse him $10,000 for his back pay, while Tim reluctantly concurs. Tim and Miles answer a call about Tulsa, a social media celebrity, and his girlfriend taking their car into the reservoir for pictures. Miles had to go and save the girlfriend after Tim arrests him. She later says she was okay the entire time. Both of them treat the police officers and Bailey, who is there to care for them, disrespectfully. An armed robbery is responded to by Nolan, Seth, Chen, and Selena. In fact, one of the customers tries to dissuade the thief since they don't want to witness the cops being shot or injured. He manages to talk the youngster down and they arrest him. Nolan receives the patron's information, but something doesn't seem right. Seth is informed by Nolan of his mistakes throughout the call. Seth also tries to sweet-talk Lucy, but she's not having it. When they finally get him to the station, all of Tulsa's supporters of the social media celebrity are present, and they must figure out how to get him inside without being surrounded by demonstrators who are against his arrest. In the locker room, Seth attempts to speak with Miles and repeatedly claims that he was unaware that he wasn't ill. However, Seth dislikes Miles and doesn't want to be bothered by him. They start fighting. After a while, Nolan and Bradford interrupt them and they lie about what actually transpired, which Bradford finds offensive. The annoying social media influencers disrupt the DA's office and use social media to threaten war on them. Gray informs Nolan and Seth that Jean, the Good Samaritan who assisted with the crime, appeared as someone who ought to be incarcerated. Instead of being released, he was to be moved to another facility to serve an additional 5 years. A clerical error occurred. He must now be taken back into jail as Nolan and Seth arrive at his house. It seems sense that his wife is furious. As he gets ready, Seth follows him into another room, but he strikes Seth before fleeing. A group of Tulsa fans harasses Angela with their phones and movies when she is at the playground with her children. After becoming irate, Angela asks for assistance and takes one individual into arrest. However, she ultimately consents to release the girl. Bailey worries that Seth might end up costing Nolan his life and gives him a list of transgressions that he might use against him. Everyone arrives for supper at Bradford's place. In the meantime, Angela and Harper research Tulsa's hordes of followers, their problems and their violations on the internet. They intend to talk to Tulsa's girlfriend, who is reportedly quite intelligent, when she is not in town to find out what's going on with her.